Oh,
How much Always Sunny in Philadelphia have you seen? Oh,
not that much.
okay.
I know Ongo Gabloki and the Art Collector.
Okay, so this is like exact same
And
energy.
Milk
Just
Steak.
just watch this. Down to the down to the eagle.
There's something you all need to know about Atwater.
I have
Prepare
seen
to
this
have your
clip, but I want to
minds
see it again.
blown. We got a video. Boom. What up? Are you ready for the best idea ever? Do you have money? Do you want even more money? Well, guess what?
Why
We've
was
got a
Nicolas
great
Cage
idea
there?
for you. I told you not to stay out of my peripheral through the whole 2, 1. Fight milk. The first alcoholic dairy-based protein drink for bodyguards. My bodyguard. Drink it every morning so I can fight like the crow. Let's get out of the way. There we
I'm
go.
sorry, fight like a crow?
Fight
I
like a
have
crow.
not seen this.
Where do I stand?
That's supposed to be a bicep. It looks like a dick.
Fight milk. Crow's at it. Milk. Made fresh.
I mean, I'd try it, guys. I'm not gonna lie.
And Charlie. What up? Watch your profit soar high as a crow.
I like the crow angle. This is great.
Watch your profit soar high as a
So that's I feel like those two videos, like you know, the same.
Oh,
Those two
yeah.
videos have the same energy.
Yeah, but one is satire, and one is meant deeply in earnest.
I
think
know,
is the
that's
biggest
what's
problem
so-
that I see here.
That's what's so crazy
Yeah,
to me, honestly.
wow.
1 second.
Need
Okay.
to watch shake weight ads now. Yeah, the fact that like I mean people had to know what they were doing when they made those ads. Like come on. Dan. can I
1
have a
second.
call?
Not the shake weight ads, bro. That's such a throwback. I mean, the shake weight ad was literally so erotic that like drag queens picked it up and used it in like like literally RuPaul's Drag Race had whole challenges related to the shake weight. So
Do you remember how crusty the guy that used to sell you ShamWow was? And everyone was just like, he's like hawking ShamWows to like, you know. It was very like uncool and anti unhomed people rhetoric from like 2008 2010 kind of era. You know what I'm
Really?
talking about? Like
Yeah, I
he
know.
he
I
looked
guess-
like really like kind of a little rough.
Yeah, I mean it's
the
also
ShamWow guy.
it's also Slap Chop guy. Like that's the same dude.
Is he the same guy?
Yes. Mademoiselle. Everybody was saying he was gonna be the next Billy Mays, and then he like domestically abused a bunch of women or something. Yeah. Do you not know?
I feel we're like less bad about because people used to make fun of him. They're like, oh yeah, he's like hawking ShamWows to like buy rocks kind of thing, like crack rocks, which you know we shouldn't make fun of people for that. That's a horrible
Because of his
existence.
like
But if
because
he
of his
domestically abused someone, he can.
Sorry, do you mean because of his style of like advertising was like supposed to be like cracked
No,
out? Like
because
is that what
he just kind of looked particularly
Like,
like
sketchy?
a little bit rickety. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean proof was in the pudding, I guess. You know what I mean? But
I hadn't had that pudding yet, so I wasn't aware of the pudding manifest. But yeah. Well.
yeah.
So,
So anyways, I watched as soon as I saw that video of the Maha video, I was like, this reminds me of something, and then I was like, fight milk. Like a crow. Ha!
so I just can't fathom that there isn't a world that they're somewhat in the know of how engagement baity that is. Like they can't mean it completely in earnest. I don't.
Yeah, I don't. You know what? That's fair. Like maybe they have like very excellent young social media people who are like, this is like cringe, but also funny, and is like gonna get a lot of hits.
Fucking,
Yeah.
you don't even need. You could just put a bunch of clips into an AI and be like, make this like relevant and memeable, and it would probably do just that. Like, make it engagement bait central. They are tasteless.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. It circles back around to like they almost have me. They almost have me on the basis of how much they don't have me. I love this. Day man. We rewatched that the other day. It was so good. Okay.
I know. There's definitely some iconic moments from that show.
Yeah. It doesn't all have me. Some of it I'm like, what are we doing here? But
Yeah, I
some
mean,
of it is pure comedic genius.
yes, I mean some of it is so absurdist. You're like, and I mean they're supposed to be unlikable, so that's part of it. But RFK is psychotic but high functioning and rich, and I mean like, yeah, yeah. I mean that. I mean a worm isn't like a worm. Didn't a worm eat half of his brain or something? Like I mean,
Is that real? I thought that was just a thing that people say.
I
That's not real, is it?
I think there's some truth to it. I think he had some sort of parasitic infection, and I think people have just like jumped on that.
No.
Yeah, like there is some level of truthiness to it. I don't know to what degree though. He has talked about it. Okay, let me go. We'll look that up so we're not just making shit up.
Well, you can have
Uh,
a parasite and your brain doesn't necessarily atrophy. I feel like as neuroscientists and psychology majors, we should, you know,
RFK brainworm. I can't spell, but we'll figure it out.
like we got to Snopes it or something.
Okay. So the
Sufferable,
AI interviews not enough, or overview is not enough. NPR. Here we go.
Okay, I like NPR. We can do that.
RFK Jr. is not alone. More than 1 billion people have parasitic worms.
So do cats, man. I mean,
A
we need to
worm
deworm the
got into
leader of
my
the house.
brain and ate a portion of it and then died. He said that at some point.
Okay, but yeah, we don't like that as a
It's not a good source, is that what you're telling me? Because he
well,
also
he's a terrible source. So
this is fair. I mean, he also, yeah, like he's working out in jeans. It's the jeans for me. It's like, to me, it's like they got together. Like Kid Rock, not somebody who seems like he works out. We like, you look at him and you're like, you haven't lifted a single weight in your day. And then you look at RFK Jr. and you're like, did you show up unprepared to this like get together? Like it's the why jeans? Why the jeans? That's what always gets me.
I feel like he probably thought like, what's gonna look
Oh,
cool?
PBS is not a bad. That's a good one. Okay. Did a tapeworm really eat part of RFK Jr.'s brain?
Does a
Uh,
tapeworm go to your brain?
I mean, you parasites, depending on what like if they get into your bloodstream and stuff, can obviously go to like various
Yeah, I
different
guess.
locations. Um,
Yeah, because as I was saying, I thought it was an intestinal thing, and gives you malnutrition.
Parasite infection, a pork tapeworm larva lodged in his brain. Low income
God.
countries where people live close to livestock. The rare infection to encounter in Europe, but it's reported to be in the hundreds per year in the US.
Yeah, cook your food, guys. Get it from
Yeah.
reputable
He was
places.
just eating raw meat.
Probably, honestly. Okay. Well, okay. I mean, sure.
Sure. Yeah, so that's our health ambassador, our health what the F is this?
I
Head
don't
of
know.
Health and Human Services
Raw
is
milk is curing my cancer. I mean, it's just simply crazy. Um, One of the things that I
Mhm.
found in my research, so in the Nature Communications paper, I can drop the linky pie in the chat here if I wanted to. It's
Mhm.
von der Linden. I'm not gonna drop a link. I'm gonna say von der Linden 2022 um, Nature Communications. Um, was it Nature Medicine? Might have been Nature Medicine.
Mhm.
But anyways, you could look it up, and it's basically you would just put that and then put misinformation, and that will get you to where you go. But the point that I was going to make is one of the first things that this paper talks about, and the data, it's a review paper, and it's really accessibly written. There's lots of little pop-out boxes and stuff like that, so it's useful if you wanted to actually read it as a non-academic person. They talk about this idea of illusory truth effect, which is basically the phenomenon that the more you're exposed to a piece of
Mhm.
information, the more likely you are to judge it as being true,
Yeah.
regardless of whether or not the context you saw it in or experienced it in was one that was endorsing it or not.
Mm-hmm.
You just by virtue of exposure, pure exposure, you are more likely to rate that as true, like correlationally. Now they took people that they had given false facts to, like expose them to before by like
Yeah.
having them read a passage or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and some people that read an irrelevant passage, and then they were telling them, exposing them to facts while they were in an fMRI scanner. And they found that a particular part of the brain called the pararhinal cortex, like peri as in around, rhinal as in rhino nose, I think it's about the shape of it. It's
Yeah,
part of the
probably.
cortex, which is the outer, more sophisticated part of the brain that primates and higher order mammals have. Nah, not me. Won't
We'll learn
learn
nothing
nothing
from
from
your.
your heathen science
Yeah.
books.
Science is a religion of its own. No, Jesus Christ.
Right. Well, I mean, it's not that. It's a little
Mm-hmm.
culty, but that's a whole different
Yeah.
discussion. Anyway, so these people had more activation in the pararhinal cortex, and the pararhinal cortex is
Mm-hmm.
something, part of the brain that is really crucial for recognition memory. So that kind of makes sense that that would be what's being recruited when you see a fact that you've already seen, right? Because to recognize that
Yeah,
you
it makes
have
sense.
indeed already seen it,
Yeah.
you have to have a part of your brain that's doing that work. But it also has some ties to associative memories. So where you associate it with
Mm-hmm.
matters. And though they don't talk explicitly about that in any of the papers that this is citing, what this brought to mind for me was the kind of false legitimacy that was given to the claims that the COVID-19 pandemic came and was like a bioengineered thing that came out of a lab in Wuhan in
Yes.
China,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And despite me never engaging in media deliberately that said, yes, that's a thing, and was really conspiracy
Mm-hmm.
theory and stuff like that, having enough exposure to the news media discussing it and being like, some people are claiming this despite there being no evidence, even if the thing explicitly says that, the fact that it was getting repeated over and over again and is associated with, at the time, what we thought was trusted authority, news media sources, where we associate that with legitimacy, with vetting,
Mm-hmm.
with fact checking, and that sort of thing. That association in combination with the frequency of exposure is something that will just, whether you want it to or not, whether you're aware of it or not, you can't inoculate from the effect of just seeing it multiple times makes you more likely to believe it and to endorse it later, which is wild. Absolutely wild. It's really that 10th dentist you should be worried about. Vulgar Science literally doubled down on the
Okay.
Gen Alpha as the biggest
Okay.
generation thing last time.
That okay, first of all, I don't come at it from a perspective of the youngest generation, is because everyone's always like, "Oh my god, this generation is so stupid," or "This generation is worse." And that's actually been said for like hundreds and hundreds of years. My
Mm-hmm.
perspective was, I was like, I actually thought I saw an expert saying that there was evidence, but I mean, it was somebody testifying from like a company, and I was like, okay, maybe
Right.
it's not as truthy as I originally believed. But
Well,
that
and I
yeah,
mean, therein, like you're a very well educated and experienced critical thinker, and that just
yes,
goes to show just how fucking easy it is to be misinformed or disinformed, right?
yes, 100%.
Because and maybe that is true, and maybe you saw it in a different context where there was more proof, and that's, but you see how easy it is for
hundred
even a
percent.
specialist, right? I think that that's
Yeah. I think like intellectual curiosity is like a really key point, and it's like
mhm,
when you're faced with something that is confusing or you don't 100% agree with, or for instance somebody's presenting as a fact, it's like, do
mhm,
you double check that? And sometimes, like I kind of talked about this last time, sometimes it kind of
mhm.
fits into your schema of like what you already
Absolutely.
expect. So we're like,
Yes, Daddy.
Trump is super orange and he has bad skin and he's quite old.
Mhm.
And so if somebody said he has a chronic health issue, I would be like, yeah, that's fair. I would probably believe that without probably double
Absolutely.
checking that. But I mean, yeah, I should probably go check the actual news to confirm that that's real.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
but that takes labor, right?
yes, it
That takes
does.
effort, that takes labor, that
Time,
takes
mental,
time.
yes.